Hello everyone, today I have with me amazing guest, Sister Loretto from Ireland, who was here for many years. So Sister, welcome back in our holy ground at St. Dominic.
Thank you. This is my second home.
Second home, yes.
Yeah.
When did you come here first time?
We came here on August 15th, 1961. And there were 5 of us, and there are still 4 of those. 4 of the 5 are still living. Well, Sister Bridget passed on a couple of years ago, and she was wonderfully a very, very popular lady. She taught 5th grade, and it was a wonderful experience. We were a little scared coming here, you know, because even though we spoke English, we didn't speak American. But the students were wonderful, and the parishioners welcomed us with open arms. Father Adams was the pastor, and he came to meet us in Boston. We went to Boston, and he met us there, and we stayed overnight in Boston, and then came down the next day in torrential rain, as I remember, Mobile Airport.
You have good memory.
And there were lots of parishioners there, and 5 little young ladies who presented us with a beautiful bouquet of flowers, and we were photographed and so on, and then brought over to the church where we had benediction, and then introduced to our new convent, and spent our first night then. It was really good. Then school opened the day after Labour Day, which was early September, and there were 6 grades, so I taught 6th grade. Mostly probably 12-year-olds. And I had been accustomed to teaching high school students. So I think it was a challenge for them, and certainly a challenge for me. But they were great. I grew up with them, I was so young. And just about, this is Thursday, I think it was Tuesday morning, I met one of the girls. She came to see me, one of the young women who I taught in 6th grade, and she was right-hand assistant to me. She was one. They all were. They were so friendly, and we stumbled over many things together. One thing they told me was we were doing a spelling test, and afterwards they said to me, if you had pronounced the words correctly, we would have spelled them correctly. So, but it was good. It was a good experience.
So how long have you been in the school?
I was in the school from 1961 to... I finally went home to Ireland in 1983, but I had been principal of the school from 61 until I think about 1978, and then I went down to work at the school office to be supervisor of education, and I worked with Sister Margaret Alice, who was the superintendent. And then I returned to St. Dominic's because they wanted the school accredited, and I came back to help them to get the school accredited. So I came back for another 2 years, and then in 1980 I was appointed superintendent of schools. But I missed the classroom all the time. So when I would go around the schools to visit in the schools, I used to go in and teach in a classroom more than anyway, learn what was going on much better in that way than sitting at the back of the class or just talking to the teachers. So it was a good experience, yeah.
So what did you like the most from those many years in the school?
I think it was the children. I enjoyed working with the children, and they were so witty at times, you know. And then I had always taught in an all-girls school, so having the combination of the boys and girls, that was really good. I think it was enriching for the whole education as far as I was concerned. And on the whole, I got on with most of them. I can't remember students who gave me any trouble. I choose to remember the good things, but it was. And the support we got from the parents and from the pastor was just incredible, just unbelievable. They took us, it became a second home to us. The heat was...
It gets hot in the summer.
There was no air conditioning in the school. The convent was air conditioned, so it was a relief to come to the convent in the evenings. That was good, yeah.
What would be the, I would say, the most difficult experience during those years? If you could share with us?
I can't recall anything that was very difficult. It was challenging at times getting used to the range of subjects in the classroom, because my major would have been in English and Irish, but I had done a lot of French, and I was very good at math. So I ended up, when we did departmentalize, I ended up teaching English and math, and of course religion. But at the beginning, the range of subjects and teaching music and art.
Were you teaching music?
Oh yes, we had to teach music and art.
So you are a good singer.
But one of the good things about it was there were several of the children who were quite good in music, and eventually we got a little, what is it called? Like a tiny little piano. What's the special name for it?
I don't know.
I've forgotten. And then eventually, when we did get a music teacher, and that was very helpful. Yeah.
So why did you went back to Ireland? It's like, did they need sisters back, or what were the situation?
No, we were in as an order of mercy. We were moving into a different phase in our own congregation. And originally the Sisters of Mercy were all in parochial groups. So each parish had some sisters. And so we were reaching the stage where we wanted them to come together as a diocese. And there was a lot of discernment going on and a lot of interaction going on between the small groups. And then they decided that we were ready for this phase to become a diocesan group rather than individual units. And so we went home for that gathering, and on New Year's we went home at Christmas time, and we had meetings all after Christmas with a facilitator. And a lot of the sisters I didn't know, because they were coming from smaller groups that I had not met. And I was elected to carry them on into the next 6 years, into this integration, or whatever you want to call it. And so I very sadly had to leave St. Dominic's. I was elected on New Year's Day, and I came back in a couple of weeks, and then I went home, and eventually I went home in, I think, June or July to start this whole new phase of work, which was very challenging. And then at the end of 6 years, my term was finished, and I thought, when I was working in St. Dominic's, I always thought I'd like to do some particular work that would help parents be better parents. Because I figured if parents were good parents, then students wouldn't be giving any trouble. Not that we had very much, I cannot recall that we had. So I decided to go to University of Santa Clara, which is south of San Francisco, and I did a master's degree in psychotherapy. So the degree included work with parents, children, and married couples, and the family. And then I came back to Ireland and started working again as I worked with families who were having difficulties, but always from the perspective of the family, with the children involved in it. I did a year's internship at the Loretto Institute in San Jose, and they worked with troubled children, parents, and couples, but always from the perspective of the family. So if there was a child who needed help for whatever reason, the entire family were brought in by degrees, not all at the same time, but eventually worked to bring the entire family in. And I found that very helpful, very satisfying. So then I went back to Ireland and started that work, and eventually I set up a small private practice for several years. And I also worked with couples preparing for marriage. We call it pre-marriage preparation. I think you call it engaged encounter here.
Engaged encounter, yes.
Or with a very good couple. That was wonderful work. That was so uplifting, because these young people really wanted to make a good start in life. And I enjoyed that very, very much. I'm not doing that work anymore, but I'm still seeing people who are, I get calls to, could I see somebody or whatever.
Helping. So what do you do now? Are you retired now?
Oh, I'm retired several times.
Several
When I get a
times.
call from somebody for help, I generally try to. Sometimes I make just one interview and then refer them on to somebody with more experience than I would have. And in the last 2 years, I've also joined the parish baptism team. So there's a good team of 14 of us, and we go out in twos to help the parents with the newly born child to prepare for baptism and go through the whole ceremony with them. It's really good, and I love it. It's very good, and we get great reception when we go into the homes. We prepare them that we're coming, and they know when they sign up to have the child baptized that a couple from the team will come for a visit. So we go through the ceremony with them, and then we're there when the child is being baptized as well. So we generally have maybe 3, 4 or 5 baptisms on the same day, which is good.
Oh yeah, it's good number.
Yeah.
How it happened that we lost so great sisters, and that you had to go back, and that we don't have any more sisters around beside our especially loved, very much loved.
Yes, all the sisters who've been here really loved it, and as I said, there's still quite a few who have, of the original 5 who came out, there are 4 of us still living, but there's several others have come out and have come out
Later.
here over the years and have returned. But as in many cases, we're not getting the vocations that we used to get. So that's one of the reasons, and we're getting older.
Yeah.
So, but I think one of the reasons we're not getting vocations too, well, this is my thinking on it. The work that we used to do, Catholic education, nursing, visiting of the sick in their home and so on, and helping people, that's been done by wonderful young people today.
Yes.
Who are not in religious life, and so they have taken over a lot of our work, and it's wonderful to see that developing. And when I come here to St. Dominic's, one of the greatest joys is seeing the development of the school here, and the teachers that we have, and how the church has grown, and the volunteers who are working in the church. Well, that just gives me great joy. Great joy, and that is the way. That's the involvement of the laity in the church. Mary at the foot of the cross, you know, at the crucifixion. But you bet Mary was at the Last Supper as well, but she's never shown in any of the famous paintings. But I am sure she was there.
I would agree with you, sister. Well,
and lots of other disciples too.
I would say that one of the reasons why she is not mentioned there, that she wasn't there, because when Jesus said to the apostles, "Do it in memory of me," he shared his priestly ministry with apostles, so he made it very clear that he only wants guys to be priests, and it's supposed to be whole family on the supper.
Sure.
But he only chose apostles to make it simply very clear for them. And this is how scholars interpret that it's nowhere in the scriptures on the paintings that she wasn't there. But we'll find out in heaven where she was.
Well, what does
we can ask her.
Pope said that Mary is higher than any bishop.
Well, Mary, well, she is the mother of God, so...
Well, don't you think she... Why we talk about the priesthood of the laity?
Oh yeah, it is priesthood. It's priesthood. Like, it's very important priesthood coming from the baptismal dignity. So we need lay people, and we as a priest serve lay people. So it is very important.
And our charism is very important, and our mission. Our mission has changed over the years. But the charism of compassion and love and caring is still very strong.
It is very important.
Very important, yeah.
Do you have how many sisters do you have in Ireland now?
The community I live in, there are 11 of us. They're all retired, but all busy. or doing something, or doing some ministry, either in the house
Yeah.
or outside it. You know, we work with the St. Vincent de Paul and the Legion of Mary and a small prayer group, Lectio Divina, and there's ever so many things that we're involved in, ministries that we're involved in that take us outside of the house, and still helping in schools and so on, but not as teachers, but being there as a presence for the children.
It's a lot for them, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sister.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I hope I'm sure you have a great time here.
I'm enjoying it,
Yes.
and just love the good weather.
It's perfect, yeah.
The weather's perfect, and of course meeting friends, and I will meet a lot more tonight at the Jubilee Club, and tomorrow night at the Fish Fry.
Fish fry, you will see many folks, yes.
And more of my
So you'll
former
be
students, I hope. Yeah, but it is, I just love coming. And so one of the greatest joys is seeing the development of in the parish and the school, and how they've grown.
Yeah, we have great people in the parish and stuff. And,
Wonderful people, wonderful pastors too.
Yes, it's true.
One of the things I really enjoy too is the Easter services, and particularly Holy Saturday night. I think that is
beautiful.
just beautiful, yeah. So thank you. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to be here.
Thank you, sister.